For those of you who don't know me, I'm a two-time NCAA scoring champ and the NCAA Player of the Year. Honors I earned by putting in the work and staying focused on the bigger picture. I had dreams and aspirations of playing in the NBA a long time, but an ACL injury took me on a completely different path. We'll dive deep into real stories, challenges, and triumphs that athletes, coaches, and everyday people experience when chasing their dream.
Be breeding warriors. Anything you place in front of me, I'll be victorious. Straight up out the trenches where it's vicious, but it's glorious. Ready for whatever, never scared. We got the Lord with us in the ghetto, we notorious. Be breeding warriors.
To get a lot of the young cats you coaching, and they don't understand what it takes to go from gym to gym and try to play the best competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I chased hooping, man. I ain't gonna lie. I chased it everywhere I went. It was no different in Dayton or going to Columbus. Anywhere where the best ballers were going to be, I wanted to be there to just test my game. And that's how I kind of gauged myself on what I needed to work on. We didn't have trainers back then. We were just, we were just hooping from gym to gym.
Right.
So I didn't want to go anywhere where I wasn't going to be pushed. I was pushed in Dayton. I was pushed in Columbus. I was pushed in Memphis. And everywhere I went, man, I was just trying to, let's go where the best hoopers are. And then I'm just going to size them up and see where I fit in and see where my game is.
So, look, Penny, when it was time to go, obviously you had a tremendous career at Memphis State. Talk to me a little bit about that transition, like from high school to Memphis State. And actually, it's Memphis now. Memphis State back then, it was
Yeah,
popping.
it was Memphis State, University of Memphis now. It was a speed, strength thing that I saw right away. I had the speed, but I didn't have the strength. I had the toughness. What carried me in college was me going from gym to gym and chasing the best hoopers. I wasn't intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
I had swag. I had confidence. I felt like I could play against anybody. I felt like nobody could stop me. I just had that mentality, no matter where I went, that I was going to be dominant. So when I got into college, it was the same way. My 2 years that I played in college, because I didn't play my freshman year, I was playing both years with some really good teams and competition. So my work ethic put me in position, God's gift of giving me the talent, but the work ethic, the studying, relentless hours in the gym just hooping really just got me over the hump.
I'm glad you're saying that because a lot of kids watch this to kind of get better too. When you say work ethic, I've had some Hall of Famers on here. I had a lot of different people that talk about the regiment of what it takes, man. And I really didn't until I started meeting guys like yourself. We would be in the gym and people would just be shooting just to be shooting. But you get around somebody that's real, we're going to be accurate out here. The accuracy is real. Talk about your regimen a little bit, how you would get down.
I think when I originally started really getting serious about basketball, I was blessed to meet an amateur boxer in my neighborhood. He would jog 5 miles a day. And I was like, can I go with you? And he was like, well, you can't hold me up. If you go, you got to finish. I'm going to finish if I go. I didn't know it was going to be 5 miles at that time. I was just going wherever he went. Everything he did, I did. Watching him and training with him, for me to ask him to join, for me not to quit, for me to do the push-ups, for me to do everything he was doing, it gave me that. I already had it. And then we started holding these little one-on-one tournaments in the neighborhood. Like the older guys would hold these one-on-one tournaments. But the 5 miles in the morning, the push-ups, the sit-ups, and then to play one-on-one dang near 2 and 3 hours against everybody in the neighborhood, that really sharpened my skills, man. It taught me how to go left. It taught me how to go right. It taught me how to use my pump fakes. It taught me how to shift people. It taught me how to be tough because not only did we do one-on-ones, when I was able to play 5-on-5, that was what we called the big end and we had the small end. The small end was all the guys that couldn't hoop and the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
The big end was the real hoopers.
Yeah.
So when I got a little older, they started letting me play on the big end, but I couldn't shoot. All I could do was defend, rebound, and if I got one open look, they'll give me one open look. So I had to really earn my right onto that court through defense and all the hustling and scrapping, but that ended up making me a better player all around. I wasn't entitled. I never felt entitled. The work itself was going to get me over the hump against anything that I had to deal with.
Absolutely. So what would happen if you took a shot?
Might get smacked. It depends on the time of the game.
Yes.
I think one time I took a shot I wasn't supposed to take and we lost. Oh, man, they was about to jump me, bro. Man. I ain't even lie.
I know what you mean.
Because they was like, you got to wait like maybe 4 downs before you get back on the court because there was so many people waiting.
Yeah.
You had to sign a list.
For sure.
And, man, we lost the game because I took one of those shots, never again. You know how that worked.
Man, that's the real hooping days, for sure. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I just love the fact that we can talk like that to the youth that's coming up to try to really understand how to get to that next level, man. It's just refreshing to me. It's music to my ears to hear somebody that's a Hall of Famer, USA Olympian, just to talk about that, let alone what
Yeah,
you're doing in the league.
that was an advantage, really. I know a lot of this generation because my players always say, "Man, you old, or that's old school, that's not new school." I'm glad I was born in the era I was born in
Me
because it was
too.
all about work.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk to them about work, it doesn't register because they've never been pushed to the limits that we were pushed.
Right.
You weren't running because of punishment. You were running because you wanted to be great. They can't even imagine just running to be great.
Exactly.
Running is punishment nowadays.
Yes, sir.
Vince, I'll say it like this. You're going to need that work ethic at some point to push yourself to be great. You're going to either get it now or you're going to get it later, but you're obviously going to need it if you're trying to reach the goals that you really want to reach.
Of course.
You can't avoid it. Unless you're just ultra talented and you just gotten away with just being just super talented and people keep taking a chance on you. But it's going to get to a point that day, college or maybe NBA, where you're going to have to do more than your fair share to just show up in the gym and just be more talented.
Absolutely, man. That's so real. That is real.
We notorious, this shit be breeding.